Hello, hello! How's everyone doing? Oop, there we go. Good evening, and sorry for the later stream today. My internet was down for like 4 or 5 hours. Like, that's so unhelpful. But as you can see, it's back. I am back, and we're gonna do a bit of stream this evening. So we'll probably go for a couple of hours. Though, if you've decided that you want to go support the Jingle Jam Minecraft streams, please go do that because that is some really good charity stream stuff going on, and we should always support charity, especially at this time of year. But if you're here for the hangouts and here for the Cobblemon, I'm happy to have your company. My name is Farley, this is Ad Astra Draconis, and yeah, we are back on my stream world. This is 1.6, not updated to 1.7 yet. That's going to be in the new year. And yesterday we made a start on prepping a few things ahead of that update because we're going to have a whole bunch of new crops, a whole bunch of new trees, and so we're going to prepare this area over here to accommodate that. So the first thing we did was well, amongst many things, we made this little area here for oh, well, now I'm completely blanking on the name of the crop. It's the hearty grains, I think. I want to say those were the ones that were in the water. Hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. If I'm not, well, that'll be egg on my face once I update, so I'm not too worried. And what are you doing in here with the sheep? Actually, do I even want to know what you're doing in here with the sheep? I probably don't, huh? But we'll leave him be. So some things that I'm considering is, like, do I want to... Obviously, I'm going to have the hearty grains bit. I want to obviously clear a bit more in case there's a couple of other crops that I'm not aware of. We're also going to then have a space here for the new saccharin tree. But that also means, like, do we want to prep, like, a honey farm kind of deal? So, like, how much more space do we want to clear out around here? Also means that we're going to need to light up down the side of the mountain just because we end up with lots of zombies and creepers in this area. And we can do better than that. So one of the other things I want to do today is put in a pathway through the middle. So we're coming a bit closer. We've got the steps going up and down from the berry patch and the upper floor here. If we make a path that just goes straight along here, we can then connect it over there, curve it round. And we're going to change probably the pens as well, though. We might do the pens another day. Another thing we did yesterday was finally add in the bit of side wall that is more styled like this. Just a little bit. It comes along here, and now it's all on the top here, and that should block off anything trying to come through from the river into the village. And also, hopefully, stop the villagers trying to come out over here. Although, at the minute, their favourite game is who can swim around the edge of the wall down here. I don't know why they like that game, but it is a game they apparently enjoy. Like, right now, so far, they haven't decided they're going to just come around this corner. Like, nope, they don't care about that. It is that one. They hop into the water, swim around the corner, and then come swimming back. I don't know why. Villagers, you know? Villagers are dumb. But we've got a lovely village all prepped, more or less, aside from the towers that we need to build on the wall. But we're saving that for another day. But other than that, one thing I have to keep in mind is obviously because this is a single player world, and I have done a good bit of exploring, it's going to be, where will the new trees spawn when I update? Like, that is going to be a legitimate, like, kind of, part of me wants to say worry. Like, I don't think I need to worry, but you never know, you know? Because my world map is fairly, it's not super discovered, but we've got quite a lot of local places that are uncovered. But I guess it just means we're going to be doing a lot more teleporting around the far distance to see what we can see. What are you doing over here, mate? You're getting stuck. There you go. But yeah, so like I've got my general crops over here that are mine, and the ones I use at the farm. So go for bird's eye view. There are a couple of patches like over here where Pokemon have dropped in and broken it, but for the most part, That's all set up nice. I don't have any real automatic farms, mostly because I kind of like the manual farms. I don't need a great deal, at least not right now. So that's something I can do later. But one thought I did have was maybe we want to plant the saccharine trees down here instead. Because right now we've got our apricorn orchard. And then we've got all this space over here, this little pool of calcite. But aside from like this endless sea of sugarcane, like here's all this big space here. We can knock away some of this earth and we can probably put the trees in over here. So I'm thinking we might do a little bit of clear out and prepare that accordingly. And then also, you know, make a staircase that comes down from the other side over there to make it easier to get up and down from being alongside here, since we've got this building over here, which is our Pokemon Research Center, which we're now starting to actually put things into. So we added in these cabinets yesterday, like some of these actual drawers, so we can actually store ingredients, we can store cooked food in. One row is going to be like regular, like the Pokemon themed food. This one will be like the drinks, the juices, and this one will be like the sweets and IV and such items. But like the middle row will definitely be, I think, what we'll be using for all the stuff for upgrading your riding. It also means I need to think about, well, do I get rid of any of the trees around here? Because I think this one is going to have to go. Alas. But it is kind of in the way, especially if we're going to put I think putting the orchard down here is going to be the best play. So this tree has been here a long time, but it is time to go. But I'd love to hear, what are other people up to on their Forever Worlds? What are you building? If you're playing Cobblemon, are you on 1.7 yet? And what have you been up to since the update dropped? Like, what is your favorite thing? Are you just spending all the time flying? Because that is probably what I will do more than anything else. Like, I'm definitely going to be looking up, like, what are the food recipes that I'm going to need to make loads of? What ingredients am I going to need loads of? Am I going to have to make, like, a whole bunch of apples? Or is it only the mega apples that are the important ones? Like, what ones am I going to need to really make riding a success? And then, of course, I've got plans for other things. And the holidays are always busy, so it's like not so much a time to rest and play for me, so much as a lot of travel and going to see family. So there will be a short pause during the holiday break, and then back in force in January, probably. It be what it be. And I love my family, so I'm not really complaining about that. Alright, knock this down here. So, because we've got this over here, we can probably connect this as a part of the pathway. But I'm wondering, do we want to make it like this type of path? We'll make it like this type for now. We can always change it to like mud brick or whatever later. Mostly this is just to kind of figure out, like, where does the pathway go? How's it going to look? So we come up to here. So, and then here. come down here. Let's knock those off there, and then those off there. And we'll chop this tree away to make a proper bit of cleared space. And we can put some logs down here to act as steps as well, as we come all the way down. And then it connects up to the lackadaisy path that leads over to the apricot orchard. So we can then... Another turtwig! Every time I start talking about the saccharine trees, I get a turtwig. And hello, Lilia! Yes, you have. Yep, I have sub-badges. Very cute Eevee for the first month. And then it starts going around to the other ones. And then eventually, can't add them yet, but I'll have all the base ones, and then hopefully I will be able to add the shiny variants for the following year. So that'll be really fun. But it's nice to have sub-badges. I'm really happy about that. Hopefully I can start looking into maybe some additional emotes as well, though I like the ones I have at the moment. But we shall see. Like, no reason not to give everyone a little bit of a treat. It's also kind of the worst time of year to reach out to, like, the best and worst, because everyone's so busy. But we'll find out, like, what I can get in the new year is maybe some new emotes for everyone to share. Although I like the current set. They're quite new still. Alright, so we've got... Oh. We've got this row marked off, so we've got a proper path down here. I'll need to decide if we're wanting to turn that into mud brick or not. Because I kind of feel like mud brick could be the play. And then what we'll want to do is make have a whole path come up here. Hello there! Hello, Gil! It took me a moment to unbind myself with the prime subject. Well, welcome back. It's good to have you here. Thank you very much for the prime sub. You got your... Should yourself have a lovely follower sub badge, I believe. Might take a little bit for it to activate, but you will have one as well. Doing better. Oh well, he is a very busy man, so I'm not gonna fault him there. Twitch is not his priority, like not his main thing at the moment. So, and it's it's also kind of the worst time of year because everyone needs to get their sub stuff done. You need to get ready for the holidays. Make sure you have content for people to watch during the holidays, and then, of course, then the January, like, dead period. But we shall see. Alright, so we've got this path along the middle here, which I think we might switch for mud eventually, because I do like the way the mud brick looks. But for now, like, I like having a little bit of a rickety path that leads under the tree. It comes all the way over here to the river. And then we can do... What I'm thinking is, for now, we won't connect this directly over. Because it depends on what we put here. I'll need to look up what the other crops are and whether or not this would be a good patch for them. Because it might well end up being that we then just knock more of this out and turn it into a second hearty grains patch. We'll see. But one thing we could do is, thinking over here, let's get rid of this. There we go. Exactly, exactly. It's the curse of needing to depend on the advertisers to get stuff done and to make your bag for the end of the year. But if you can do it, it's the best time to do it. Because it's like one more weight off until, like, you know, especially if you can do well enough that January isn't a worry. I am not anywhere near that sort of level, so not something I have to worry about for the moment. But who knows? Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll look into YouTube properly rather than just my VOD channel. But I like streaming. It's a really good way to interact with people. Now, what do I want to put here? What do we have? We do have some granite blocks, but that's not what I'm thinking of. How does this dirt path block look? I still don't like the way this looks. Sorry, macaws, that looks terrible. Like, just really awful. But I do know what we do have that'll look a lot better. Oh, hello. Not often I get one of these showing up out of the blue. Old console dirt, yeah. It sure be. Look at you. I think they've shown up in the area that I was saying I'm thinking about putting saccharine trees in. Surely this is a sign this is the right decision. Alright, let's catch you for posterity's sake, eh? Alright, so we've got a couple of dark balls somewhere. There we go. What level are you? You're 45 to her 90. I think we should be alright. Maybe if we try a level ball. And what else? Well, park ball doesn't hurt to try as well, so. Trevin vanished instantly. Oh no. He sure do. And of course that missed. Woodhammer. Dang. I wonder if that's got a fun animation yet. I'll be curious to see that in 1.6 once I finally get around to 1.7 when I get around to adding it. That's going to be my January project of fully upgrading in the new year. New content, new year, same world. Hopefully same world and nothing breaks and I lose everything, because that would be extremely upsetting. But I mean, if that did happen, you know, it'd be what it be. Oh, planted its roots, so it's not going anywhere. But definitely need to do a bit more lighting over here. So this might be a place for jack-o'-lanterns, maybe. Oh, no, still. Let's do that for you. It's like, I'm asleep again. Why? But he won't actually get in the ball. Urbird's doing rounds in my mind for season 2. Can't wait to fly and just do. It'll be a good time. I mean, there'll be, you know, some focus on getting like the starting sort of spots done, but I think your little zone is going to be super helpful. Oh, curse is never good. Alright, let's... God of War, you're a bit too weak. Everybody else is a bit too strong. Finally! There we go. And she got level 91 for her trouble. Well done, Mau Mau. Alright. So it's... I'm still not quite sure what to do with this specific spot. But down here is going to be where we put in the saccharine orchard. Oh, and there is an Eevee over here, so we should go catch it if it's any good. We are trying to not catch Eevees that are under like 50 in the Eevee section, ironically enough. Yeah, like, no, these stats are terrible. Why? Why? That's a no sport. Yeah, so like, I'm super excited to get flying, because it means I can ride this shiny boy who got himself stuck under the bridge. Of course he did. Fine, and come on. What are you doing, mate? But he's gonna be so fun to ride. Once I, like, get his stats sorted out, at least. Handling is going to be, like, the big one. And then I think it's, what, handling and stamina? For his style of riding, anyway. Like, there's a few that I definitely do not mesh with. And, obviously, with the Pidgeot not being in the flying roster of the first pass, I gotta wait to officially ride 1 week. Unless I can keep this mod... Like, I want to have access to, like, the 1.7 riding, but I want to also see whether or not you can still have the riding mods work. Be something to look up, I think. Because I'm sure they've made changes. Like, I know there's a couple of mods that basically override the stamina requirement and let you ride endlessly. And I get where that's coming from. But, like, part of me is like, that's taking some of the effort out. Which I get is, you know, fine. Some people just really don't like being forced to put that kind of effort in. And it's important that you don't feel forced, you know? I got distracted because we want to come down here. And we're going to go into this chest. And we're going to grab some rooted dirt. And we're going to grab some coarse dirt. We don't need a lot of it. But it'll look nice for changing up the pathway. Like, I get it, but maybe, like, it slows their walk or something versus endless speed. But that's bad for people, not I. Yeah, like... Currently with the riding mod I use, obviously this is still a 1.6 world. You can see the stamina bar at the bottom there. It's the same as what you'd use for the horse riding. Like, it's slowly filling up while I'm on the ground. And then we take off. And it doesn't go down like this. It only starts going down when you're, like, doing the sprinting to go faster. But there's, like, no dynamic controls for going up and down. You've got to do that with the mouse, with the various keyboard and mouse controls. But, like, it will go up slowly over time. Like, I like this style of flying, so I'm actually going to be really thrown off having to adapt to the way they do it. But I don't dislike the way it's done in the official. And obviously if you fly for too fast for too long, the mod does tell you like, hey, no. And then your bird gets tired and starts sweating because it's super tired, and you gotta, to restore the bar, you gotta land. And that makes sense, you know? And then it recovers after a short rest. I do like the ability to do a barrel roll. It makes it feel more in-world. Yes! And like, the amount of work to get that to work, I can only imagine the craziness. I know they've been working on, like, fixing some issues with the camera. Especially for motion sickness. Like, I definitely felt a bit motion sick a few times. But, I mean, that's just the way the camera goes, you know? It's not like an intentional slight or anything. You just don't know, like, what's gonna upset your balance. So we've got more of a path like this. Well, I think maybe that's a little wide. So let's grab those. We'll put... And then we can put this down here. But just having like this beaten path over here that can lead over to the mines. Do that, that. There we go. So got the mine here. You come out and you can walk over here. Because technically it's just going along the water line anyway, so that'll look nice. But I still gotta think about the interior and even a bit of exterior for the outside here. Like, I'm wondering, do I want to do more of these pillars, but on this level? Because I had these down here because they look a little bit like bones, which works when this is like the archaeology floor. But not so much maybe for up here. So maybe we just want like white columns of something that isn't the concrete, just to offset it a little bit. And then we'll have a bit more of the bright red wood sort of lining the windows. Maybe some trapdoors to act as like windowsill. What word am I thinking? Shutters for the windows. We'll see. But I definitely think we might move the revival herbs and the vivichoke either to like make long lines down here, so it's like this section is just entirely those crops ahead of like making food stuff, or relocate it to down the front, so it'd be like maybe a patch out here. Like putting it over here could be a play. But I'm currently leaning more towards just having it as its own sort of lines up there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to certain projects elsewhere that it's going to be really fun. Although I'll be honest, I haven't been thinking about bases at all. So I am currently sort of partially deep into admin side of things since I'm helping as a mod, so that's kind of where my attention's at right now, rather than the actual building side of things. So I feel a bit bad because I can't really answer questions as we're still getting stuff finalized, but hopefully we can do a bit more answering soon. But I think as long as people are willing to commit to the project, I think it's going to be really cool. Because it's very unique. And I hope that people think it's going to be worth investing in. Plus, I will be away through part of the holidays in visiting family. Which rather means that I won't actually be able to... I will have to test my laptop, but I don't think my laptop can play Minecraft. Which means I won't be logging in at all. which kind of sucks. It means I'll miss out on a few things. But, on the other hand, I can do a lot of writing, so... I don't know, waiting for... looking forward for stuff, yeah. We've still got quite a bit of work to do, due to other factors that have come in, so... But if it works, it's gonna be great. I think, anyway. I appreciate that. I suspect one of the things I will do is probably with the starting city and the bug city will probably be where I'll figure out what I'm doing going forward. If anything, I'm probably going to be more working with whatever teams are going to be connecting things together, piling whatever materials for stuff, leaning into the whole managerial side of my character's arc. Managing things behind the scenes, as it was. And looking for all the absol, of course. Yes, I do indeed know. It's nice that we all have a really committed team who are willing to throw in and help with stuff. Oh, yeah. Having a tool center will be fantastic, honestly. We'll leave. Alright, we've got this for now. I think that's what we want. And then, because we've got this bit of space here. We've got a little space up here by the river. So now we just got to figure out, do I want to save this bit as a space for crops? Or do I want to make it like a different pen for the cows? Because I don't know if I want the cows to stay here, or if I want to like come over here, flatten out an area, and pen them up over here instead. Because I think we could move the bees down here. But on the other hand, the saccharine trees are going to be over on the other side, so it's like, what do? What do indeed? There's my sleeping bag. Let's have a nap. Yeah, so this is what we're working with right now. Now let's see, we've got quite a bit of calcite in here. Let's mess around with that and maybe take some of the glazed terracotta with us. Don't. And a trapdoor, just for... That's not a trap. That is the trapdoor. Just for taking a look up here. See what we think. So if nothing else, we're going to have to definitely make a staircase that comes down here a bit more elegantly. But I think we can do a better job out here of making things look nice. I'm not quite sure what we'll be doing, though. And one thing I have to be careful of is... I did have to light things up over here because I had a creeper spawn up here, see me, drop down here and explode, which just... Oh, what a mess. Let's see first with the pillars. I'm thinking if we do that... because that could look quite nice as like a sort of top and bottom for a pillar. And then if we grab... Do I have... Oh, let's tuck all that in here for the minute. Is there anything else I want to bring over with me? Grab some white concrete and some smooth quartz just to compare. And these for good measure. That's why if I don't want to light, I have decorative buttons or trapdoors. Aha, yes. So let's see, how does using this look? Like, I don't dislike the block, but it doesn't do what I was hoping it would do. Oop. That's a bit much. Okay, so we could do... Oh! Not quite what we were hoping to have happen. So put that back there. And then if we do... Oh, that's right. This doesn't like that. Do I have... I don't remember if it's this one or this one of the tables I need. I need one of the tables. Okay. Problem with having them across the way is they're a bit far away from where you're intending. Right, so I did move... That one isn't there anymore. Hello, Duel! Lovely to see you. At the minute, we're doing a little bit of a revamp around my main base over there. Prepping for when I upgrade to 1.7. That's going to be in the new year. I'm not quite ready with my world to move it on. And to be honest, I worry that if I upgrade it, it might break things. So I'm going to wait till the new year to do it. Fresh start, fresh patch, that sort of thing. But yeah, no, we've mostly finished the big decorative protective wall now. So that's good. I added in this little side wall. So a continuation of the wall that's cutting off my sort of base area from the village. And then we cleared out some space over here. So we've got a section over here for the hearty grains to go. And then I get to decide what are the other crops. I need to look those up to go here and here. We've put in a bit of pathing up to the mine, connecting up to the berries area. And we're just working right now on the exterior of the Pokemon research house, which I've terribly neglected. And of course... I had this all along and I didn't need to go anywhere. Typical me. So let's do... is it the column? No, no, yeah, it's column. How does that look? Oh. Like, I don't think it looks bad. It's always a worry when updating modded worlds. Do you also need to wait on various? Yes, I do. I have to wait on a few add-ons, which I suspect are probably, if they're not done yet, they'll be done by the end of the year. But because I'm going to be visiting family elsewhere at the end of the year, I figured, you know what? I'll just wait. Don't make too much trouble for myself. Right, and this is cut blank calcite. So if we do... swap those out. There we go. How, if we come up here, how is that looking? Oop. Not better, F3. Right, so that's adding a little something to the dimensions, but I'm wondering if maybe I need to make it more of a forward one spot. Or if it just means I need to add something here and something here. Like, would it look better if maybe I had, like, took the windows in one, but made them, like, taller? That might work. Except, you know, for the whole staircases there. But it would certainly work on this side. Yeah, it would need to go up, like... I just feel there's a lot of empty space here that we could be doing something with, and I'm not quite experienced enough as a builder for really nice looking buildings to identify what is missing, if that makes sense. But I've got enough of an eye for it that I'm aware there's something not quite right. Oh, I almost forgot. It is dupe and then... white wall can stay there. Then it can come along here. And then obviously that's reflecting, because in here I've marked with red wood sort of the part of the walkways that I want to leave space. So forcibly leaving some spots. Maybe add some bushes or something like that. That could certainly work. It's just because there's nothing like directly growing on this. That wouldn't quite work just yet unless I like make some upper windows. And then I could have like sort of decorative pots and things. Ledges with like a plant pot sort of outside. I like that idea though. We are going to have to move, because we did actually move the floor up, like, because these are slabs, we actually moved them up half a step to make it a bit more even. And it meant everything could be on the ground level and not look as weird anymore, not like it's floating. So we do actually need to do the same over here, bring this all up one. Because if we do that, we still have room to open up here. Let's just turn that off for a second. Because we got, like, this sort of space here would make a good window area. But it does come straight immediately against the roof. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Because it gives you a bit that sort of row directly below it. That could then... yeah, I think we can work with that. Let's grab some glass panes just while I'm thinking about it. It also becomes a case of, like, how wide do you want to go? Is that wide enough, or do we want to match it to the one downstairs? Like, it feels like matching it to the one downstairs is the way to go. So that'll be another 2 spots like that. And then... because you have, like... that already sort of opens up a bit of light. Gives the impression of more natural light coming in. And this would be the area where we do a bit of the sort of the alchemy and the potions, which of course would relate to the cooking downstairs. So let's just eat up quick. Then we got these, which we'd have to probably relocate, since I think they're more or less directly above. Yeah. We'd have to move them, and that's not a bad thing. We can probably put them on that side wall there. This one has some water in it, theoretically. Do I have a... I got one empty bucket. But they're all like a half slab above, so I'd need to raise this floor, which might conflict with the window. That's my only concern. Unless, of course, I make it that this is still a half step down. That could work. Thinking on that, I think that could work. And then we got... again, it's... I think it's... that's about right. That'd be directly above again. We'll put a bit more glass in. Hopefully that's not too bad. Yeah, because again, it gives the impression of natural light, which opens up the room as well. It means less things to put against the wall, or rather, less room for things to go up against the wall. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So just come down here, have a quick nap. Nap, nap, nap. Yeah, so now we got a face. Kinda. Very puppy looking face. Funny how that works out. And then there's an Eevee. Okay. Let's go find the Eevee. Whoa! Excuse you. Definitely need to light a few more things up around here. Oh wow, the Eevee lured me in to be assassinated, I think. No creepers, but plenty of skeletons. Oh, that's not too terrible. Not the best. But it's definitely better than the one from earlier. Where's my repeat bowl? This timer is repeat. Because we definitely repeated an EVs a few times. Alright, let's do Ingram. Let's see if we do sleep powder. Yeah, no, Ingram has got some great stats. Like, I love Vileplume, honestly. That's going to be one of the Pokemon I get in Season 2 for sure. Can't be having that. Let's go back to sleep. Of course it missed. No, sleep. It's probably worth considering Stun Spore as well for the future, but I don't usually use that one very often. Hey, there we go. Yeah, see? Count 59, streak 1. Oh, hey. Don't see many of these wandering around. Pretty sure we have one. Yeah, we've got one already, but always nice to have these guys show up while I'm doing my work. It tells me I'm on the right track, probably. Or at least that the world knows that I'm doing some building. So yeah, I think putting those in is the right play. That's right, I want to do painting. So what are the... Because a whole bunch of Cobblemon paintings. Don't know if they'd show here, though. Here we are. Like the Altar one, Slumber. They're both really cool. But it comes a case of like, well, how do I make that? Or how do I get that specific one in Cobblemon? Like, I know it's a dog, but it looks like a go-goat. Like, Premonition, like, I could say that's an Absol. I mean, it's even Pokemon CC, so it might well be. I think you've got to just make a regular painting. I never remember how you do that. Random variant, so it's a whole bunch of wool. Alright, let's see about that. So just put these away for a moment. Sidetracking, but only a little bit. Where did that wool block I had earlier go? Aha. Now the hope is... I was thinking... Like, we could definitely have one down there. Was it in here I was thinking about a painting? It's like, do I have to do something specific to get the Cobblemon ones? That's the part I don't remember. Or is it also then just a case of, this is extremely random because it's now part of the... I don't know what one that is. Oop. Here we go. Yeah, no, that's a regular Minecraft one. Get. Get. Oh. It's not staying, but oh. A bit too high up, but I like it. Alright, if I did maybe... There we go. It needs to be over one. Darn it. There we go. Like, that looks cool. Would that look better over the door, do you think? I feel like it might. But now we gotta do it where it's 1, 2... I love the Snorlax one, but no. I don't know why it doesn't want to do the other one. But I do love the Snorlax painting. Like, I would love to see more Cobblemon quote-unquote paintings. That's really funny. doesn't want me to do that one specific painting. That's a shame. Oh, something to come back to. We'll leave it there for now. And I am going to call a quick break. I just need to refill my water. And we will then get back to actually doing a bit of proper building and not just me nattering around. We're going to... I think we're going to just rearrange a bit of the berry patch. Because we definitely want to move these and the vivichokes. And it is Eevee Town today, apparently. Alright, we're going to catch an Eevee and then we're going to relocate. And then start properly clearing some things out and prepping. Oh my gosh. Why? Every time there's an Eevee, there is also one of these guys. Oh, for... It's a good thing I was planning to landscape anyway, but always the way. Oop. Oh, your stats like Eevee. Not the best, but... There we go. Let's see, can we get you with a quick ball? I'm thinking no. We're going to sleep powder you. Which didn't work. Ingram, why? It's a good thing you're immune to sleep powder, or this would be embarrassing. There we go. Ugh. Not quite what I wanted to have happen, but... Well, it was probably going to get a bit of work done anyway, so we'll come back to that after the quick break, so... Bear with me a moment, I will set us up with some new music. Now, is there an Eevee nest that I'm not aware of in the local proximity or something? Like, what is going on? Or are you spawning inside the building? No, you're perched there for some reason. Which is a funny place for Pokemon to decide they're going to hang out, but you know. Oh, we're not keeping for sure. Alright. We'll just come up here, make sure the upstairs door is also closed. It is! Alright. There we go. Alright, quick break. Stretch your legs, go hydrate. I'm going to refill my water, use the ladies' room, and then we shall return and be back to doing all the things in this world. So, see you shortly. And we're back. There we go. Hopefully, yeah, no, we're all good. We're all good. All right. So if we're going to be rearranging a bit of the farming, we're going to probably need, yep, diamond hoe. Because we're going to replant all of these. And also look into our... Oh, didn't want to take that. Oh, there we go. We've got plenty of other supplies that we can also drag from if we need to get a few more put away. Oh. And it looks like I need to redo here as well. As usual. Pretty sure I have some of the dark blue in storage. Let's go over here. Always forgetting to right-click harvest those. Now, where? Is it in here? No. Where did I put all my food these days? I know, I moved it all, didn't I? Ugh. This is what happens when you have so many crops and you're not really thinking about where you're putting them all. I'm pretty sure it's all in here. Still. Well, one of all the current berries. I think there's like 1 or 2 new ones coming. But I'm blanking on it. Hello, Jody. How you doing? Been a little while since we've seen you. I hope you're doing well. Been up to much lately? As you can see, we're just working on my stream world here. And apparently have misplaced where I put a whole bunch of crops. Which is very typical of me. Although I was saying that, did I put them in their own barrel? That is a very me thing to do. Here we go. Of course I did. Actually, before we go out, because creepers are spawning in droves today, let's do that. Oh. There we are. So just come back down here. Ignore all of those, and we just pop in an extra mint. And hopefully there won't be Pokemon breaking these again anytime soon. Oh, I had a whole bunch in here already. That is how much attention I've been paying, apparently. Alright, so what we're going to do is plant like 2 rows of each one going down here. Because they're going to be needed for cooking. A lot of cooking, which is quite exciting. Alright, so revival herbs. So for these, I think it's more the pep-up flower. That's what it's called? Yeah, pep-up flower. I want to say those are used for some of the drinks. I want to say the apple juice. I might be wrong on that, though. I will have to double check. Now, for the Vivichokes... is 20 seeds going to be enough? Probably not. Not quite. Okay. Ah, just 1 short. That's no problem. Then 1 of these. So that's all these planted. And that should hopefully be enough, at least for getting started with the with 1.7. And we got plenty of room over here, as well as over here for both brand new berries that are coming in, and also if we want to plant or replant more of a specific berry when we're working towards making juices and food and various bits and bobs. But I'm still pretty happy with the berry patch as it is. It's got everything I need here, although there are a couple of spots I think. Yep, over here missing their berries, so we might need to just wander over and replant those. Yep, there's one missing there as well. Typical. The Pokemon land in the patch and don't think to replant because they're just hungry. So that was a keyberry. Okay. Then over here, what are we missing? We are missing leopard berry. And obviously a chesterberry. Another one? I say another one because it's apparently it is Larvitar like week. I don't know why it's Larvitar week, but we got like 2 of them yesterday. I've been playing a little bit of Legend ZA and found a shiny Vivillon. Ooh! I wish the shininess for Vivillon did a little bit more for it than it does. But I like Vivillons. I like how many different kinds of Vivillon there are, honestly. Like, the whole gimmick of different Vivillons in different countries really appealed to me in the original X and Y. And I remember, like, coordinating with online friends to try and trade with everyone. So if I had some from Europe, I could send them over to friends in the States or a friend of mine in Japan. I think there was one friend of ours in Australia, but never got theirs. I don't remember if they had the same wing pattern as the US. Not the US, as Japan or not. Been a while. Pokemon Go has carried that on, which is kind of nice. Yeah, absolutely. And of course you can get all the various Vivillon patterns in Cobblemon. And, you know, also a whole bunch of... hello, Pidove, whatever you want to say it. As well as, like, the whole extra colours. I don't think I have that mod pack. I'll need to add it but I believe they're going to be revamping it, so... And more, yeah. So it's, I think someone said they were revamping that whole pack, so I'm going to wait for that. So I'll check again in the new year with 1.7 stuff. But I love, like, that. It's such a thoughtful, just little thing. I love it, honestly. Ooh, not bad, Granbull. Alright, so... Well, since it got kablooied, let's grab some of the dirt here and figure out what to do about the big hole over yonder. One thing, let's see, that's just efficiency. Let's grab the Silk Touch. Just one bit of surface lapis. Go figure. There we are. That looks a bit better. Now, one thing we might do is lighting, because as we saw, we had a bit of an issue there. Oh. Maybe put something over this, although, as I've mentioned, due to lore for this world, covering this with glass maybe, because we don't want to obviously take it away. Oh, Bird Mom, do you love getting stuck on lanterns? They sure do. Or they just get stuck on fencing in general. It's like, oh no, I have been caught thieving seeds. It's like, goodness, not bad. I think mine is better, but you know what? I'm gonna grab you anyway. I say this like I'm even gonna battle with them. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna add like a radical red or what have you. They're very funny passive farms, to be honest. But I have had some very funny and unexpected Pokemon show up to hang out around here, so definitely not complaining. I think, let's see, because we've got those, but that's not what I'm thinking about. We want those. Grab those sticks. And those, and we want to make a whole bunch of torches. So we're going to make a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns and use those for lighting. And while I'm here, let's plant some spuds. Because I like using jack-o'-lanterns with a moss carpet on top, because it just makes a really like a nice bit of lighting that's concealed. And some of the the patchiness can stand out, which sucks, but it works nicely to give just enough lighting in area that you don't have to worry about things like lampposts until much later. Especially because I don't use mega torches on my solo world, so. Alright, there we go. How many is that total? 26. Okay. Not bad at all. We've got loads of hay if we need it. We'll have a quick nap indoors, because of course. Thought of devious things now. I mean, that is the obsidian way, to accidentally become devious. Let's take... because I've got 29 torches, so... do I have... hopefully these shears will last long enough to clip all this for me. Let's see. Looks like that's all of this done. Good, good, good. And then we can collect up the seeds. I don't need them for anything, so I can put them straight into the composter. Yeah, that's all of those. Now, how many moss carpets do I still have on me? Zilch, apparently. That's typical. Fortunately, we just go downstairs for that. There's a Hariyama. There we go. So we'll leave one there, and then... Let's just convert the lock, because we will need it more again in future, for sure. And if I get bored, or I need to restock my moss, easy enough to do. I'll take it into that mountain over there and decimate the caves. Oh, hello. And speaking of Absol, my beloved... Sure, why not? It's... No worries, Gil. Let's do a repeat ball, because we do already have quite a few of these. I will say, it's been a little while since we've had a shiny show up on this world. Which surprises me. Usually we would have had one by now. But maybe we're just overdue. Alright, so we've got one in that corner. I'll put you away, Ingram. And then we can put... There we go. And then... Let's do one here. Let's go that there. We've got one over here. We'll take that. The question is that going to be enough? Because if we have to, we can always fly out and find one of those big pumpkin patches. Which are really fun to look at, to be honest. Especially when it's Halloween time. I've seen like some SMPs will claim those spaces and then use them for big events during Halloween, and it works really well. Let's drop that there. There we go. We'll put that there. We'll see by night if doing this has made any difference. Really, that's going to be the key bit of... does it shine enough light that you don't need to have torch spam? Because it's very nice if that's possible, but you sometimes it's hard to tell. Hang on. I haven't seen one of you in a while. Not the worst I've ever seen, but not the best. And we'll knock you out. Good job. I'm actually really looking forward to the new Dragonite model. It just looks so nice. Which is not to say that the current one doesn't, but they've made some just tweaks to it that's going to make it so much nicer than this model. This is already a fairly decent model, you know? Like, I love that they don't sit on their laurels. Like, if they can make something better, they will. Like, mad props to the team for that. Actually, what could be fun is if we put it under here. Is it visible? Slightly, but... And then I could do the same on the other side. There we go. And then... One there. Actually, an easy way to see whether or not this is working out as I'm hoping it does is if we go all the way up here and take advantage of one of the other items from Comforts, which is the hammock. And now it is evening. We've slept the day away. Now everything is starting to light up. So I'm wondering if I put... Does that count? Or is that too hidden now? I think that's too hidden. That's a shame. But yeah, if like putting it in beside it there, perfect. Does a bit of light. Looks actually a little bit like that. Maybe that's light spilling down from that torch up there, or rather the lantern up there. But this does a lot of the heavy lifting. Okay. Where do we want to tuck this one away? Maybe... There we go. Oh, that's a fun way to hide it. It's like beneath the crafting table that's deliberately left over there. If we put... And then that will grow grass over everything. There we go. So we've got a bit of light around here. There's the light lanterns, but also this lighting. Like, that lights it properly up. It doesn't feel completely overshadowed. Then you got the little bits over here. If we take these away, you can still see where it's a little bit on the darker side. So something could still spawn on this stretch of green. Including this guy. Who are, let's bring out our Gardevoir. Let's have her fight it. Right, let's do Hypnosis first. Of course it missed. Fling failed. That's probably for the best. Now to sleep, we can start punching it and hitting it with Psychic to our heart's content. We're going to do Psybeam. Well, that's still failing, so that's good. Munchlack hasn't really found as yet anything that's gonna do us too much damage, which I'm grateful for, but be nice if he just knocked out already. Almost there. Getting closer. No! Oh, she was doing so well. Alright, Dragonite, you're up. But I think they fixed the tail in the update, which would be nice to see. There we go. I had several apples on it. Fair enough. You can follow around for a little bit. So now it just becomes this, like, stretch of area where it's like, And we'll put this in the corner. And because we've connected some dirt here, this should then grow to connect there. Hopefully it'll be successful at hiding it. I suppose we could put a bit of pale moss there. That's a case of, like, how many spaces is it? So I don't know what the limit is, but because we already got a light there, so let's go with that. And we're out of pumpkins. And that's fine too. We'll put that there for now. Alright, so we got this nice big section cleared. I really do feel like you guys need to move. So let's... where is all that? There we go. There's all the dirt. We shall lead them yonder over the hill far away. Well, not so far away. You know, for sharpness 4, it doesn't do a lot. I'll have to upgrade it. But yeah, so we're going to want to fill in this bit here, I think. So you'd be air. Yeah! Yeah, we finally got her. Took a couple of hours, but it was well worth it. We got there in the end. So now, of course, it's running face first into new things that pop up in your second replay that weren't there the first time. But I've committed now that we won't be moving on from Armored Core until I've gotten all the endings. Because I feel like being a bit of a completionist with that one. Not necessarily completionist in terms of, like, getting all the items. I don't necessarily care about that. But want to get all the mission types, for sure. And, let's see what the alternate endings are and what the quote-unquote true ending is. And no, I say true ending because that's how it's been labelled on various guide sites. Whether or not it is, of course, I don't believe has been officially confirmed. And that's fine. Well, that doesn't surprise me. That's usually how it goes. But don't tell me anything else. Just don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want to find out through playing. And then I can have a good complaint while I'm enjoying it. There we go. So we've got a bit of the train leveled out. Because one of the things I think we're going to do is replace the current sheep and cow pen and make like a pastured area for mill tank. So what we'll probably do is round up more mill tank after I check how many I actually have in stock. In stock as if they're like, you know, an issue of a comic or something. I know I've caught a few. I know I have a shiny mill tank. So they will definitely be part and parcel of the whole deal. But we will have them ready and prepped with their own little area. And it'll just make it easier to get moo milk in the long run. Depending on what recipes we need it for. Alright, so we want to flatten this down a bit. Alright, let's see. Silk touch for the stone. Because you can always use more stone for other projects. So we'll take that with us. There we go. Well, if they ever get around to announcing the DLC or the sequel to Armored Core 6, we'll find out what they consider, at least for that particular entry, what the true ending is of that timeline. But for now, like, I beat Air. I beat Air, much to my sadness. Much to her sadness. And then we destroyed all the things. Everything burned. And then All Mind went, rise and shine, wakey wakey! Because that's not suspicious at all. Because depending on how you want to interpret that, it's like, was that all a scenario that All Mind had you play through, like, as part of your assessment? Like, did they get a better idea of just what kind of threat you'd be? Because, like, even when you're playing through, like, on that, certainly those early missions on the second playthrough, like, Handler Walter is so much more cheerful, and I'm just, like, squinting at him, like, I don't remember you being that, cavalier about things. But we shall see. But like, just seeing the first couple of missions and ooh, what dropped on the floor? Oh, one moment. There we go. There goes my phone. Don't spoil my fun. I like thinking All Mind is more suspicious than it already is. But no, I'm excited to see what the different options that pop up are for the missions. We've already haven't been able to beat it just yet. We're going to tackle it next weekend. But we got the mission where you're technically allied with the red guns, and then you get the option to throw that contract and accept a higher paying one from the what is it, Liberation Front? I think it's the Rubicon Liberation Front. And definitely like, this is fun, but also, oh my god, why do you hit so hard? And it's like, it also reminds you that, like, for all the talk of, oh, he's just a crazy guy, he doesn't just, like, he was a deserter, blah blah blah, you remember that that these guys are actually pretty impressive in their own right, even if they're getting ridden really hard by Michigan. Oh, there's a milk tank. Yeah, those guys. It's like having like done the first playthrough and knowing, like, remembering Walter's reaction to you choosing the red gun, like, assassination mission versus um Michigan, like how he's just really quiet and kind of like a big sigh. Like he's not happy about it, but he's not going to stop you. And then you hear the way that he and Michigan talk, like when you start replaying the missions early on, and it's like, they've known each other for a while. No wonder, like they are actually on friendly terms. It's easy to forget that when you're like you've gotten all the way to the end of the game. It's a hard game, but I like it. It's been fun. I'm glad I played it. I suspect it's probably going to go into a fair bit into January to get through all the endings, if not longer. Because I ain't the fastest player in the world. But I do need to think about what game am I playing once I'm done with that one. So I need to look at my Steam list and go, what's next on the agenda? I'll take this bit down. And we can then take some of these. There we are. That's pretty. Alright, so we're going to have... come up here. Come down. We'll have down here is where the cows will be. We'll grab all this mud. Well, I was going to grab that mud and then it got exploded. Oh well. We'll get plenty of mud from other places, so it's not too big a deal. There we are. Okay. It's got a nice bit of space there. We can probably actually push that in a bit over there, where I already sort of carved it out, that bit of rock. Just make it flat in general, and then we can actually have a path that goes through there. And then over there we can expand to in future. It is Eevee Day. When it's not Lavatar Day, it is Eevee Day. We've not seen another shiny Eevee since the very first shiny we got on the world. Right, let's fund away with you. And I forgot to do a quick ball. Typical me. Alright, nest ball. You're not that, no. So let's do some park balls and a couple of repeat balls. There we go. And then that can be sorted there. Perfect. Just making bit by bit progress, which I'm happy to see. Alright, I'm actually going to call it here because I can feel a bit of a migraine beginning to come on. I've been having a couple of those this week, which have not been fun. But fortunately, it's also evening time, so I can go lie down and relax now the stream is over. I'll be back earlier tomorrow. Hopefully my internet will not be down for like most of the day again. That was very annoying. But it has been lovely having everyone stop by and hang out. It is always a pleasure to have your company. But we will be doing more Cobblemon. And then, so Wednesday, more Cobblemon. Then on Sunday, we will be doing Armored Core 6, continuing the playthrough, but our second playthrough to get the second ending. And then next week, I'm actually thinking of doing a full week of play. And we're going to go play Warframe, specifically because I haven't played Warframe in forever. I really love how creepy and sci-fi and unique it is. And I am well overdue in catching up on so much story and so much stuff. It's just really fun. And so that is probably going to be my sort of a Christmas run-up for myself. And yeah, so that is the plan for next week. But tomorrow is more Cobblemon. So I will see you then. Have yourself a lovely evening. Take care.